Hello and welcome to this video. In this video I will show you how to create a macrame bracelet using cords of different colors. I will use blue and yellow. First of all, I will take one cord and I will take the clamps and grab the cord with the clamps like this. And on this cord I will attach the other cords in the two colors. So I will put the ends of the cord one over the other and superpose the two halves of the cord, and I will create this loop. And I will put this loop under the cord here, like this. And I will take the other ends of the cord, put them through this loop here, and create a knot like this. So as you can see, I have created this knot. Now I will take the second cord and also put the ends one over the other like this and create this loop here. I will take this loop and put it in the opposite direction like this, and with these other two cords I will put the cords through the loop to create another knot. And like this I have created two knots. And now let's start the creation of the bracelet itself. I will take the upper cord and put it over this cord here, and then I will take the end of the cord through this loop here and make one knot. And again I put it over this other cord and then through this loop here and make the second knot. And I have created two knots here. I'll put this cord away and I will take the upper cord of the blue color and do the same thing in the mirror. So I will create this number 4 shape, and with the end of this cord I will go under the middle cord here and I will create one knot like this. And then I'll make another shape of the number 4 and create another loop and put the cord through this second loop like this. So I have created two knots of the yellow color and two blue knots. And now let's continue. I will take the upper cord in the yellow color. Let's bring them like this so that they are more visible. So I will take the upper cord, the yellow cord, and put it over the cord here, and then I will take the cord through the loop that I have created and make the next knot. And again I will do the same operation. I will create another knot. So I create the shape of the number 4, and then I bring this cord underneath the other cord like this. Like this. Now I will take this blue cord, the upper cord, and put it over the middle cord here, and take the cord out through the loop like this and make another knot. And I repeat the steps and make another knot, a second knot, blue knot, and I created the next knot in the blue color. So as you can see, I have yellow knots on this side and blue knots on the other side. So let's continue. I will take the upper cord, yellow cord, put it over the middle cord here, take the cord out through this loop here like this and create the first knot, and again I put the cord like this and take it out here through the loop and create the second knot. Like this. So as you can see, the bracelet has started to take shape. And I will continue making these knots in this order until I have finished the portion with the bracelet. And then I will show you how to close the bracelet. And now let's make a few more knots, because the cords seem to be too short now to make any more knots, so I'll make the last knots with those cords. Let's make one more yellow knot. I'll make a couple of more knots here. And the last knot, the last yellow knot. And now I'll remove the clamps. So I have these cords here. So I will grab the cords, and on the back of the bracelet I will grab the cords and I will cross them. So the upper cord, the upper yellow cord, will be knotted like this, together with the lower blue cord, and I make a knot like this. And I will take the lower yellow cord and the upper blue cord like this. I make another knot. This way. Like this. And now I have these cord leftovers, and I will simply cut the ends of this cord like this. And the other two cords as well. Like this. So as you can see, the cords are no longer visible because they are on the back of our bracelet. I'll put the leftovers of the cords away. Now let's see the bracelet. So we have this bracelet and these cords. Now the finished bracelet looks like this on the wrist, and here we can make, in order to close the bracelet, we can make a simple knot like this. Another option would be to make a sliding knot, and we can also make a simpler knot. So I will take first of all the cords and make a knot at the end of the cord so that they do not open. Like this. And now I will take one of the cords, put it like this, and the other cord will be taken over this cord, and I will make a very simple knot like this. Like this. And this knot will help me open and close the bracelet. So let's see how it works. This way. So if I want to open the bracelet, I will open it like this, and if I want to close the bracelet, I will close it like this. So with a simple knot you can close your bracelet. So this is what the finished bracelet looks like. I will show you how to use a crochet. So I will take some wool like this, and I will create the first loop. So I have this bit of wool, so I will put the wool like this, and here at the end of this loop I will put a crochet, and now I will turn the crochet around so that the wool crosses here. And now, in order to make the first loop, I will grab the wool with the crochet like this and take, with this hook, take the wool out through the first loop. And as you can see, I have created a second loop. Again, I put the crochet behind the wool and take the wool out through the loop and create a new loop. Let's see from above. So I put the crochet behind the wool, and with the hook I grab the wool and create a new loop. Like this. And as you can see, I have created this shape, and this is what it looks like on the other side. So let's make a few more loops like this. Like this. So I have created these loops on one side, and these loops, this is how the loops look on the other side. And if you do not like a portion of the loops that you have created, you can simply pull on the two cords and you will see that the loops will simply open like this, and we have obtained our initial thread without loops. So as you can see, it is very easy to use the crochet. I will show you how to create a circle out of yarn using the crochet. So in order to start creating the circle, I will create a knot, the first loop. So I will cross the cords and make a knot here and the first loop here. And now let's start creating a chain out of loops. Like this. And now I will put the crochet through the first loop and I will create another loop. I'll put the loop through the first and through the second loop, and I have created the first circle of loops. And now I will start making the circle. First of all, I will create a loop like this, and then I will put the crochet through the circle that I have created. I will take out one cord like this, and I will create these two loops, and now I will take the cord and take it through the two loops that I have created, so that I have created this loop here. And again I will repeat this step. I put the crochet through the circle, I take the yarn and create this loop, and then I take again the yarn and put the yarn through these two loops, and I create another loop. So I put the crochet through the central part like this, through the circle. I take the yarn, I create these two loops, and again I take the yarn and put it through these two loops. I put the crochet through the circle, I take the yarn, I create these two loops, again I take the yarn and I take the yarn through the two loops and create another loop. And I will continue doing these steps. And now I will make the last loop. Like this. So I have made the two loops, and I will create the last loop that will go through these two loops, like this. And now I will pull on this cord like this. I will take the scissors and cut like this, and I have this cord, this yarn, and this other yarn here. So I will put those yarns under the loops here using the crochets, and I will take the crochet and so I will take this yarn from here and I'll put it under these other loops. like this. Now I will take the scissors and cut the yarn, and I'll do the same with this other yarn so that it disappears under my loops. Like this. And now I will also cut this yarn, and I have created the circle of made with a crochet. I will show you how to knit. So if you have never knitted before, I will show you the most simple method of knitting. So I have the knitting needles here and the yarn, and the first step will be to create a slip knot. In order to do that, I will grab the yarn like this, and I will turn it around my fingers like this, and then I will insert with my forefinger the yarn into the loop that I have created, and now I will pull on this yarn like this on the loop, and I have created the slip knot like this. And into this first loop I will put my needle, knitting needle, like this, and I will create a few more loops. To create the loops, I will grab with my thumb and my middle finger the yarn, and I will put the yarn around my forefinger, and I will turn around, as you can see, the yarn like this, and in the loop that has been formed here I will put the needle, and I will pull on this thread like this. So let's see from a closer distance. So I grab the bases of the cord with my index and middle finger. I put the yarn on my forefinger like this. I turn my finger like this so that I can insert the needle into the loop that I have formed. So into this loop I will insert the needle, and I let go of the loop, and I have another loop on my knitting needle. Again, let's repeat and create the next loop. So I grab the yarn, I put the yarn on my forefinger, and I turn my finger like that so that I have the loop here, and I insert the needle into the loop, and I pull on this yarn, and I have created the next loop. So let's make several more loops like this. So I have created these loops here. As you can see, these are the loops. So this will be the first row. I will turn, let's see from a distance, I will turn the needle around like this. So now I put the loops with the needle on this side, I grab the cord and put it on my forefinger like this. And now I will create the next loops, the next row of loops. So I will grab with the second needle, I will put the second needle underneath. Let's see from a closer distance. So I take the needle and put it underneath this loop here, like this, and I will put my yarn over the needle, and I will take the needle out, the loop out through the first loop, and I move the two loops on the second needle. So I have inserted the needle into the loop from the left hand. I take the yarn, put it over my needle from the right hand, and I create the next loop like this. And then I take this loop out, the first loop out from the first needle, and put it on the second needle where I already have 2 rows. And this is the last loop. Like this. So I already have created 1 row of loops. Now I'll turn the needle around and I will make the next row. Again, with the right needle, I insert this needle, the top of the needle, into the first loop on the left needle. I put the yarn around the right needle and I take the right needle out and create a loop on the right needle, and then I will also take the loop from the left needle. Again, let's repeat. So I put the needle under the loop from the left needle, put the yarn around the right needle, and I take out the loop and put it on the and create it on the right needle, and I also take out from the left needle the loop that I've been working with now. So now I have 3 rows here, 3 rows of loops, and I will continue doing this. So when you create the loops, you should apply an equal amount of pressure so that the loops come out equal as size. So as you can see, I have created 3 rows of loops already. And if I want to continue, I will continue by putting the needle, taking the needle from the right hand and putting it into the left hand. And I'll continue doing the same steps. And now, if you made a mistake here and you want to undo something, you can simply remove the loop from the needle, and then you can pull on this yarn and you will see that it will open. And then you can redo the loop that you wanted to, that you made a mistake at. So if you want to simply undo these loops, you just have to pull on the loops, and as you can see, we have the cord, the yarn again, like this. So what you have knitted can be easily opened by simply pulling on the yarn.